Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance, and today we're diving deep into the rising tide of the Water Titans. Before we begin, let me ask you something important. If our guides, our testing, our breakdowns and our constant effort to bring clarity to Hero Wars Alliance have helped you on your journey, take just a second to subscribe, like and ring that bell to strengthen our community. Together, we grow stronger. Together, we rise. And together, we help each other become the best Titan Masters in Dominion. Now, Guardians, prepare yourselves. Because today, we're exploring the calm, the flow, and the hidden strength of one of the most misunderstood elemental teams in Hero Wars Alliance, the mighty Water Titans. For many players, water is the faction of resilience. Shields, healing, protection, regeneration, everything you need to stay alive. And that identity is perfectly represented by the three pillars of this lineup: Sigurd, Hyperion, and the new summoner Titan, Tydus. Sigurd brings the shielding. Hyperion brings the healing and raw elemental damage. Tydus brings healing, growth, and sustain across long fights. Add Nova for her stuns and battlefield disruption, and Mairi to complete the 5 Titan synergy, and you have a formation that refuses to die when built correctly. But, as we always say in Olympus Alliance, every faction has its strengths, and every faction has its limitations. And water has one limitation you must never forget: they lack a true consistent damage dealer, outside of Hyperion himself. Hyperion can hit extremely hard, but his burst depends heavily on his ultimate, and in war battles, especially on offense, that ultimate doesn't always cycle fast enough. And unlike the Earth faction, the Water team does not receive any health-based damage multiplier. Verdok turns the health of the Earth team into raw offensive value. But the Water faction has no such mechanic. That alone puts Water at a small disadvantage in war compared to Earth. But Guardians, we're not here to convince you which faction is better. We're here to help you build your Water team correctly, so if you're committed to this path, you will build them at the highest standard, the Olympus standard. So let's begin. When you build Water Titans for war, your foundation will always be the same: a strong Sigurd and a strong Hyperion. If you've been running dungeons properly, you should already have both weapon artifacts at 6-star, level 120. That's a big part of their dungeon progression, and a huge advantage for your war build. What you must do now is simple. Add their seals. Both seals must reach 6 stars, level 120. This gives them the sustain they need, especially Sigurd, who must survive long enough for Water's healing engine to start working. From here, you move to Hyperion's 2 physical attack skins. And yes, Guardians, this may surprise you, but these skins are absolutely essential. Hyperion's healing and damage both scale from physical attack, so these skins dramatically improve the team in both survivability and offensive pressure. Once Sigurd and Hyperion stand strong, your next job is to stabilize the rest of the faction. Start by increasing the durability of Tydus, Nova, and Mairi. Remember, Tydus' healing strength partially depends on the max health of the Water team. That means their seals must be prioritized early. Push all 3 to 6 stars, level 120, and the difference in overall sustain will be enormous. Now comes offensive reinforcement. As we said earlier, Water lacks damage. So to reduce the risk of timeouts in war, you must invest in the physical attack weapons of Mairi and Tydus. These buffs are not optional, they are essential. Nova's weapon gives extra damage against fire titans, but in most situations, it is not required. The same goes for most crowns, except Sigurd's, which is important for resisting Araji. Aragi still melts water lines at high level, and Sigurd's extra resistance is one of the few tools you have to delay that collapse. On the skin side of the build, focus first on Mairi's health skin, then her physical attack skin, and the same for Nova. For Tydus, his physical attack skin increases his healing output, so push that whenever possible. Nova's skin that boosts damage against fire can be skipped if you want to conserve resources for light or dark later. So that's the water build, but the real question is, how does this team perform? Water's sustain is incredible. The stuns, healing, and shields create long, grinding battles. And in dungeon, water absolutely shines. But in war, things become more complicated. Unlike the Earth faction, which can overpower most enemies through Verdok's multiplier and Angus' overwhelming tanking, water does not have easy wins. Their lack of damage output can slow their momentum and force battles into stalemate. That means if you build water for war, you must put in the training time. You must test every single war assignment. You must send your guildmates' defenses into training repeatedly until you find the exact power level where your water team is safe. Because water does not win by brute force. Water wins by endurance. Water wins by outlasting. And that requires precision. Now let's talk about defense. You might be thinking, if water has all this sustain, maybe they're great on defense. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Water has two major problems on defense. 1. Earth beats water naturally. Earth is a direct elemental advantage, and Verdok plus Angus' overwhelming shields make the water line collapse quickly. Once Sigurd falls, the rest of the team collapses like a wave hitting stone. 2. Light and dark dominate water through control. Solaris and Tenebris, combined with Solaris' brutal burn damage, can crush water teams without difficulty. If the enemy runs a light/dark meta offense, your water defense won't last long. So yes, water is not recommended for defense in war. But on offense, with training, with precision, with proper builds, they can absolutely carry you through difficult assignments, especially during early and mid-game progression. And that brings us to the end, Guardians. The water faction may not be the strongest elemental team. But when built with discipline, they are reliable, resilient, and surprisingly difficult to break. If you choose water, build them correctly, push their seals, strengthen their skins, and make sure your Hyperion is at his absolute best. And most importantly, keep testing. Keep improving. Keep learning. That's what makes us Olympus Alliance. If this guide helped you today, take a moment to subscribe and join our community. Every subscription strengthens the channel and helps us keep producing the most accurate, most detailed Titan guides in Hero Wars Alliance. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.